Welcome, friends, to another episode of Backyard Biology, where ecological encounters are closer than you may think. I'm your host, Joel, and I'm the kids lead at our Sandals Church Palm Avenue campus. But, as you may know, you can call me Mantis, as that is my explorer name. I hope you guys all have fun explorer names too. And I'm so excited to take you on another journey through my backyard because, guys, your backyard is a great place for you to explore, and it's right there. So come with me as we explore yet another part of my backyard, and hopefully yours too. Now, friends, remember, I have been spending my entire ecological adventure life trying to find, I don't know if you guys know it by now, but it's the miniature blue giraffe. And I can't find this giraffe. So friends, if you see it, please do me a favor, type in the comments and let me know, because I would love if this was the episode that I saw the miniature blue giraffe. Alright, friends, the last couple weeks we have been talking about different parts of a food chain. We started out with producers, we had consumers. Now we're on our last part of the food chain. And this episode, we are going to talk about Oh, no, not consumers. That was last week. Let me try that spin again. Decomposers. No, now that's more like it. Decomposers. That is the last part of our food chain. And now you might be wondering, we had producers that eat the sun, well, not eat the sun, but they take energy from the sun, the water, and then we have the consumers that eat the producers to get their energy. And you might be wondering, Mantis, what happens if we have so many producers and consumers and those things happen to pass away or they die? And you might be wondering, Mantis, why aren't there just dead organisms piled up in my backyard? Like, why isn't there just loads of dead grass, maybe a few dead birds? I know it's so sad, but it's true. Why aren't there just dead things all over the floor of my backyard, or even just nature in general? Well, that's because we have decomposers. Now, decomposers help with a process called decomposition. Now, that might be kind of obvious, friends. I know decomposers help with decomposition, but decomposition is the process where organic material from dead organisms is digested. So there's a whole group of organisms called decomposers that they kind of take the dead organisms or downed trees or anything that's not living anymore. They kind of take energy from it, and they actually produce a lot of great nutrients that help our producer friends grow. So it's kind of like a big circle. So our decomposers help the producers, and then the producers help the consumers, and the consumers help the decomposers, and then so on. The process keeps going, but it's so cool that we have decomposers. Now, I know for maybe some of you more advanced biological students, you might be wondering, Mantis, I feel like I've heard the word decomposers before, but I also feel like in a similar vein, I've also heard detritivores. Oh, you've been studying in class, my friends. So the difference, because they're very similar, detritivores actually ingest the organic dead material, while decomposers technically just absorb the organic material. You might be thinking, Mantis, that sounds like the exact same thing, ingest and absorb. But no, friends, so detritivores have to technically eat their dead organic material technically, or the decomposers can just kind of be near the dead material. They don't really have to eat it physically, but they can kind of just be near and get all the nutrients that they need out of the organic material. So that's for you backyard biologists that are maybe a little bit more advanced, but just a fun fact. All right, friends, now it's the time you've been waiting for. Let's see if we can find any decomposers. Now you might be wondering, Mantis, I know what producers are, I know what consumers are. I don't really know like what is a practical example of decomposers. Now, friends, decomposers are actually very small. And that's kind of part of the reason why you can't see them all the time, because a lot of the common decomposers are fungi, bacteria. There's just things that are super tiny and they're really hard to see. But one of the biggest decomposers that you can maybe see in your backyard, and it doesn't look like I have any in my backyard right now, but are a backyard mushroom. Have you guys ever seen in your front yard or your backyard a mushroom? And you might be wondering, what is this? Is this a plant? No, the mushrooms are decomposers. And the name, there's a lot of different mushrooms that might be in your backyard, but the general name that you might see in your backyard is something called Basidiomycota. You might go, whoa, that's a big word, Basidiomycota. But that basically means the family of mushrooms that if you look on the underside of a mushroom and you see that it's kind of gilled or there's like kind of lines on the bottom of it, that means that it's probably in the family of Basidiomycota. I know, big words. You can talk to your parents about that one and see if you can impress them with that word. But Basidiomycota, that's probably the common one that's in your backyard. And the cool thing, I'll just give you a couple examples of some that you can see. There's some called fairy rings. Ooh, fairy rings. So a fairy ring, if it's a really good species of fairy ring, you could see in the backyard. I don't have any right now, so it's not going to be the best example, but the fairy ring mushrooms, they grow in a circle to kind of make a big fairy ring. That's where it gets its name from, in the backyard. So there's that one, and maybe another one you've seen are a species called puffballs. And sidebar, the one thing I love about biology is everything kind of sounds the way it looks. So a puffball, you might be guessing, is just a mushroom that has a big top and a big puffball as kind of the top part of it. So you guys might be thinking, if you see a big mushroom, puffballs can get humongous. But if you see anything that looks like a big ball as a mushroom, that might be a puffball. Now, on the subject of fungi, we're going to look at another decomposer that's a fungi. But this one is so small that I'm just going to show you a picture. And now what I'm going to show you is something, it's a really cool biological phenomenon. It's called Mycorrhizae. Oh my gosh, Mantis. All of these big words. Mycorrhizae. Hey friends, I want to see if you guys see, oh man, someone saw the blue giraffe. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see it. Dang it. I'll have to look again. Oh man, okay. But can you guys, I want to see if you guys can type in your best spelling of mycorrhiza. Let's see, I want to see some of those comments. See if you can spell mycorrhiza. I know this is a fun word. I want to see if anybody's able to give me a good try. I'm not seeing anybody yet, but let's see. Mycorrhiza. Can anybody spell it? You will become the ultimate backyard biologist if you can spell mycorrhiza. But you can maybe try that at home, or you can look it up later. if you're really curious. But Mycorrhiza is a really cool fungi. It's a really, oh, Anissa Rose, oh, not quite, but you can look it up. There's a Z in there. Oh, we got some more tries. No, not quite. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a M-I-C, which maybe most of you already knew because that's what you wrote, but an M-I-C-H. And you guys can look it up when this video's over. But this is an awesome picture of what mycorrhiza is. So if you can see, we have a plant up top right here, and then we also have roots. Let's see if I can point it out. We have roots growing right here, and you see like all those random lines on the outside, like right here, that makes it a lot bigger. Well, this is the mycorrhiza. Now, mycorrhiza is a fungi that grows onto roots, and it's actually really cool because the plants and the fungi kind of are a team, and they form something called a symbiotic relationship. Can you guys say symbiotic relationship? Whew. And essentially a symbiotic relationship is that these organisms work together so that they both can thrive better. So it's kind of like if you have a friend that's really good at baking and another friend that's really good at cooking, you guys could create a symbiotic relationship and create maybe the best restaurant in town. But anyways, so the mycorrhiza, they grow on the roots so that the plant can get more nutrients. Because if you can see, adding mycorrhiza makes the plant look a lot bigger, and the root system looks a lot bigger, so it can absorb more nutrients, and in turn, the mycorrhiza is able to share some of those nutrients with the plant. So it's a win-win for both of them. They need each other, and a plant that has roots and doesn't have mycorrhiza typically doesn't grow as well as another organism that might not have mycorrhiza. So that's a super cool fungi, and you can look it up later. Try to spell it as well as you can, and you can look it up. Actually, let's see if I remember it. I believe it's Mycorrhiza. So Mycorrhiza. So try looking that up, friends. When we're done with this episode, you'll see some really cool pictures. All right, friends. So we have one more decomposer that I want to show you guys. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know. Let me think. I'm trying to look for it. I don't know. Can anybody think of what our last decomposer is? Does anybody? I kind of feel like I smell the miniature blue giraffe. Anybody else? Does anybody else see it? I don't know. Oh my goodness. This blue giraffe seems to always evade me. Oh well, hopefully next time, friends, maybe you can help me see it. But I'm gonna show you the aerial view as I kind of look for this next species. Let's see. I know it's, do you guys kind of see that in the top middle? Let's see. That's a weird biological thing to see in the backyard. I think we're about to start a Sandals Church Kids series on this next thing that I just found. Oh my gosh. I found a piece of bread. It's a piece of bread. Oh my God. Oh, wait, the blue giraffe was right behind me? Oh no. Oh my goodness, friends. Oh, please help me. next time. But I feel a little bit better because I just found a piece of bread in my backyard. Oh my gosh, and this piece of bread, should I eat it, friends? I don't know how long it's been in here. Well, actually, this piece of bread contains our last decomposer for the episode. And you guys might have heard of it before, but it's called yeast. Can you guys say yeast? Now you might be wondering, Mantis, if yeast is in bread and I eat bread, does that mean I'm eating a decomposer? Well, friend, yes, that is the very case. But yeast isn't that, it's not harmful for you. It actually helps us make this beautiful phenomenon called bread. So when a baker makes bread, he mixes in all his bready ingredients, and some of the major ones are sugar and yeast. And the cool thing is when all these things are mixing and baking in the oven, the yeast, as a decomposer, eats and kind of absorbs the sugar. And the sugar, when it's digested, the yeast releases carbon dioxide. So I don't know if you guys know what that is, but we breathe in oxygen and breathe out. That's all carbon dioxide that you're breathing out. So you can try that. You can see your own carbon dioxide at home right where you're sitting, because it comes right out of you too. And so the yeast, it releases carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide helps the bread rise. Oh my gosh, so yeast essentially is what gives us our loaves of bread. So if I had the bread ingredients and I didn't put yeast in, it might be this tall, or it might be a flatbread, if you guys have ever seen those. But because of the yeast and the carbon dioxide buildup, it shoots up all the way to the top. Oh my gosh, and that's how we get our loaves of bread. So yeast is actually really cool. And friends, not just yeast is really cool, but decomposers are really awesome. Now, friends, even though decomposers are really small and maybe not the easiest thing for you to find, I would love if this week it's your challenge of the week is to go find and go explore some decomposers. Maybe you look up on Google with your parents and you look up Mycorrhizae, or maybe you go in your backyard and see if you can find any backyard mushrooms like the Mycota. That would be so awesome, friends. And friends, if you see anything, or if you even want to invent your own decomposer, go right ahead, and I would love to see it. Oh wow, that's a big plane that I'm hearing. That is not in backyard biology. But friends, wow, that's a big plane. Oh wow, okay. But decomposers, you should explore them, and I want you to invent your own decomposers if you can't really find any, and I would love for you to draw it and post it on your social media and tag at Sandals Kids, or even hashtag Sandals Church Kids Art. And I would love to see all the decomposers that you've explored in your backyard. Now, friends, that was a great episode of Backyard Biology, and now it's your turn to go explore God's great big creation and find your own life that you can see out in even your own backyard. Now go find some decomposers, friends. Like I always like to say, ecological encounters are closer than you may think. Goodbyes, friends!